Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Exploring Nollywood podcast. I'm your host, Mimi, and with me I have
Ifeanyi Ndukwe.
now Ifeanyi is an editor, creator, creative person. I don't know. Ifeanyi, please introduce yourself and what you're into.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've done the work already. Yes, I'm a creative person. I also do a lot of stuff. I do video editing. I
Mm,
do cinematography. I do sound editing, do sound design. I do a lot of things that are creative.
yeah, have
And I
some.
also write sometimes too.
Oh,
I
okay.
do I do script writing too. Yes. What I haven't attempted is acting yet. I don't think I have the chops for it.
We'll
So,
see if we see your face or your work in future places.
yeah, but no, I get in there. It's gradually. It's gradually.
Small,
I'm
small.
learning with the small things. So, but definitely that's where we're heading to, making films eventually.
Yeah.
I've done a short film before, but it's gradually, like I said, we'll move to longer films soon.
Yeah. Actually, Ifeanyi and I are working on a project, so look out for that.
Yeah, yep, it's covered.
It's coming. But let's get into the interview. Let's get straight into it. So, Ifeanyi, what's your
Yes.
Nollywood story?
When I was a kid, I used to live with my grandparents. So, and my grandmom particularly loved seeing Nigerian films. But me, I just like films generally because I just found them interesting, maybe because of the stories. My grandmom liked Nollywood films. She didn't like a lot of the Hollywood because most of the Hollywood films there were a lot of talk, and she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't those kind of talk isn't something she's used to, But if it was an action film, she would see it. So, but she liked Nigerian films a lot because of the story and she could relate to it. So, just out of being there with her, I saw some of the films and I enjoyed it. My favorite actor then was Nkimowo. That's
Oh,
Sophia.
another
So
comedic.
yeah. So if I have, I think 70% of the Nigerian films I saw growing up were comedy. And it was the guy. It was like his style, because his style was very spontaneous. He wasn't stand up, like it was just insulting people. I liked it. So that's my Nollywood story. But
And
the recent Nollywood, I don't have any real connection with it. But the old Nollywood, I had a lot of connection.
oh, this podcast, we're always bashing new Nollywood, always and forever. But
Yeah, I can shoot them some bill, but um, yeah, I can see why people don't like the new Nollywood. I can see reasons, but there's something right the new Nollywood is doing in terms of marketing,
mm,
sales, reaching out, reaching the reach is now further. They can see Nollywood in other countries now. The technical aspect of filmmaking has gotten better. There's better sound. The cameras are clearer. Some of the
mm,
takes are clean. Some things are getting better, especially technically. But what I think I've taken the backseat is the storytelling.
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Oh, one day, new Nollywood is going to come for me. Just in general. But would you say that Nollywood is what led you to what you're currently doing? Do you think it
uh,
influenced you?
I don't know how to. I don't know if I can say that exactly. I
Mm,
just so my first what made me do video editing is my uncle. So I saw films a lot, but I just didn't think I could make them because I just thought they were using some things I would never understand how to use to make them.
mm,
And then because we normally have this family reunion every Christmas, so he came around, we took some pictures, and then some weeks later he sent back a tape that's
mm.
CD, and it was a compilation of the pictures he took. Yes, I saw someone I knew make a film. For me, that was a breakthrough because before then I saw movies as something I wouldn't ever make, but I enjoyed it. But
Mm.
my uncle making a film kind of made me rethink that thought. I thought about now, if he can do it, then I can. I asked him what he used to make the compilation. They said they used Windows Movie Maker. I don't know if you can remember
Of
Movie
course.
Maker. Yeah.
Of course.
So my mom had a laptop then, so I just
Oh wow. That's an interesting story.
so. But generally, the influence came from seeing films, and I'm sure Nigerian films to some extent also had some influence. Me knowing that it's also possible to make films in Nigeria, I think that was the next step after seeing my uncle to make films,
Mm.
even though it wasn't full, it wasn't a film, but somehow I still told the story with the pictures too. So I saw that it was possible to do something like this, and then if I extrapolate that we make films in Nigeria, that means it's possible for someone like me to make a film in Nigeria. So I guess Nigerian films also had some influence.
That's good at least. I think for us, Nollywood does show us that we can do that. It's possible for us to do it.
Yeah, yes, to tell our own stories. Yeah,
To tell our own stories in our own way, even though sometimes the way is ratchet.
yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know what to say. Let's say it's polish. I mean, there's the Hollywood is just let's say just a more polished version. I mean, there's
Mm,
no let's say there's no standard way to tell a story. Story
yeah.
is a story. There's no standard way to tell the story. So for us, we are also telling our stories. How be it
Mm.
in his let's say like you say Richard form, but I think it's our own way of telling stories.
Speaking of stories, what is your favorite story to watch? What's your favorite genre? What do you like?
Those psychological thrillers.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. I don't know if Nollywood has that.
Nah, not really. Maybe Dangerous Twins.
Mm.
Maybe Dangerous Twins, if I remember correctly. Dangerous Twins, and then a bit of yeah, Dangerous Twins. I wanted to say Igodo, but Igodo is mostly horror. There's
That's
very
tricky.
little psychology going in there, but Dangerous Twins were. I think the film was around. It was a psychological thriller. I enjoyed it there.
Okay, so what are your favorite Nollywood films?
Sophia in London.
Oh my
I guess
god.
that's obvious. I like the film a lot of Sophia in London. That's one. And then there's what's the film name? Then Igodo, yes, Igodo, definitely.
Mhm.
And then the problem is not remembering the names.
Mhm. If you can describe it to me and I can tell you what it is.
So there's a film a lecturer impregnated his students, and the but for some reason I think he raped the student, and then the student died in the process. Then he carried the body into his vehicle to go dump it, but I think he forgot to carry his car key. By the time he came back, the body was in the
Oh,
neighborhood anymore. I can't remember the name of the film, but that
that
film stuck.
it's an old one, isn't it?
Yes, yes, Bob Manuel. I can remember the faces. Bob
Yes,
Manuel was a lecturer, but I don't know. I can't remember the name.
yes,
I
I know
searched all over
exactly.
the internet.
I know
So,
what film you're talking about. Oh yes, I remember that film. That was a psychological thriller.
yes, yes, yes.
Oh my
That's
god.
if I can name it, that probably that's number one for me.
Look at me. I was so proud saying if you describe it, I'll tell you what it is. But I have I
I'm
couldn't
sure
even
I'm sure a listener will know the film. Someone will say it in the comments.
please tell us. I do remember that film. That film was tense. It was tense. I love
Yes,
that.
I mean
Yeah.
I was surprised, genuinely surprised after seeing the film. I was like, so we can make something like this.
Mhm. I know. So we can make things like that, and I'm sure as we talk, we will come up with even more films like that. Ones that
Yeah,
trick us.
mm,
Hmm.
no, definitely.
Yeah, but you also sound like you like comedy a lot.
Yes, yes. I watched a lot of Night of a Thousand Laughs. Yeah, I was a comedy guy.
And
I was a comedy guy. Yes.
so, what do you think about the state of comedy in Nollywood? What's your
No.
opinion on comedy in Nollywood?
So I don't know if I'll consider Instagram skits as part of Nollywood. That's now
Oh,
Nigerian Instagram. I don't know if that will be if that can be included. But if I can include that, then I don't, the state of our comedy is at an out time though.
oh dear God.
No, but if I have to include the skits, then we are doing well. And I
No,
don't see the reason
the
why we
skits are
can.
not part of Nollywood now. I mean, you can make an argument that it
Yeah,
is.
it is. I mean, it's Nigerian comedy by Nigerian actors.
Mm,
Albeit, albeit that is 2, 3, 60 seconds long. No, it's still a film.
yeah.
There's an
But
argument.
there's an argument to be made that I'm not really sure about. I would agree, but the potential is there.
Yeah.
So, so I guess you're saying our heydays of Ake and Popo and Kemowo, Mama G, all those ones, they are behind us.
Yeah, so those guys are remarkable. What we have now isn't of remarkable quality. We have good comedy, but I would say remarkable. We don't have any comedy that I would say now that is remarkable. No, but we have Instagram comedians that are making remarkable stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I
Damn.
wish and they're moving to YouTube now. So the skits are longer.
The skits are longer, there's more
Yes, yes,
continuity,
yes. So they are
characters.
building. Yeah, and I think I think they will civilize Nollywood eventually. These comedians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they will civilize. When I mean Nollywood, I mean the comedy side. I think they will civilize it soon because with the longer films, you're now expanding the jokes because 60 seconds is too short a time to give someone a setup and a punchline. So you're almost jumping from no setup to just punchline. But with the longer time, you have enough time to build a story around comedy. Because the comedy is not because what we are seeing on Instagram, the 60 seconds are just bare jokes. It's just a joke. But
Mm-hmm.
stretch it to 5 minutes, it's no longer a joke. Have a story.
Mm-hmm. And to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Exactly, and some of them are doing well. Someone like what's this guy's name? This guy that's always saying you're doing well. I forgot his name. Ah, God, bad it means. Yeah, but they're doing well. So I mean, with this effort, what they're doing with YouTube, I can see them expanding into making short films on YouTube and from
Mhm.
there make longer films. I think they have that ability, and they're working with writers, which is sensible.
And so, can you name some recent comedy films that you enjoyed at least?
Nigerian.
Yes. Oh, of course, this is a Nollywood podcast.
Okay. Ah, to be honest, I haven't seen any that I've enjoyed
Ah, okay.
in recent times now.
So, what do you think about the roles of these our comedic actors now? Are they still killing it for you, or have they shifted? Because obviously they no longer have that comedic vehicle that they used to have. They don't have entire films based around their characters.
Like like I said before, they aren't remarkable. I don't know what the reason would be. I don't know if the reason is because the stories are weaker or because we have below par directors now. That's comedy directors,
Mm,
or maybe the actors themselves aren't that good. I don't know what the problem is, but whatever it is they're making now isn't as remarkable as what I used to see when I was young. So
okay.
but I think, like I said, the comedians we have now because they are directly they are gradually morphing into directors themselves. Because I know some of
Yeah.
these skit comedians they direct the skits themselves. So gradually, I think they will bring some of those sensibilities to longer films. So I think they will make it better. That's what I think. That's the hope.
Okay, let's move away from story. Let's talk about actors. You mentioned Nkem or what are
Yeah.
some of your other favorite actors and like why do you like them?
So for Nkemo, I like Nkemo because of his
Mhm.
spontaneous style of comedy. He's a very, I mean, his style is just insulting. Fellow he's just this bad mouthed guy. And I like that because because I mean I think that's kind of comedy I enjoy. All those short bursts, all these short insults, and I
So
just laugh and move on. These long, maybe they work stand up, but for film, I don't want to stay up to and there's nothing there and watching because it's just like a catalog of jokes after jokes, and I think it's even more difficult to write comedy. But let's not get into that yet. So, but in Kemowo, that's why I like him because of the insults. And then I used to like Mr. Evil.
no, Mr. Ibu. I
Yes,
have no idea what Mr. Ibu's full name is.
I can't remember his name, but I know him as Mr. Evil. The guy is just I don't even know how to explain that character, but he's nonchalant, he's non-present. He's just he's just alive. He's just
It's just there. I know what you mean, but
like a
he
joker.
represented a different type of comedy from
Yeah,
Nkem type.
yeah, and he doesn't speak as much because Nkema was very verbal with his
Hmm.
style of comedy. But Mr. Ibu is much more reserved. So his jokes are from his actions. Like I remember a scene. There's a scene I've forgotten the name of it. I think it's even the Mr. Ibu film self, where he was walking down the street. Then one guy met him to ask for directions. So he said, I think the guy was stammering. So it took a while for him to ask for
Hmm.
directions. Steve now put his hand into his pocket. And you, as Steve, you expecting maybe to pull out money because why else will you put your hand in your pocket? The guy pulled out bread, pulled out a chunk. So his two hands, one hand was holding the pocket, the other hand throwing the small bread. It's things, those are things I'm about again.
Hmm.
His jokes are more visual.
This
And I
is
like
involved. Yeah.
yeah. Sophia is much more verbal. This was just verbal attacks, attack upon attack. So that's the second favorite. And then, of course, Aki and Popo. I mean, I'm giving the obvious list.
Maybe
For
that's
those
all.
ones, it's an obvious list. I mean, yeah, so then Aki and Popo, I like them because of their throws. So that's a different type of comedy. These guys are just trying to annoy you. So in that beat to annoy people, I think I enjoy those things. They are throws, and that's a different style of comedy.
Oh,
And then there's this other guy, I've forgotten his name, that has an ad lib for his films. He has something to say. He has this ad lib. He keeps an ad lib for each film. I've forgotten his name. I think that's the fourth guy. And then Okay Bakas is the last person.
of course. So the who's who in comedy.
Yeah?
I said the who's who in comedy that made to early 2000s type
Yes.
comedy was raining.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, that's good to know. Um, what about okay? How do you feel about and as I said, the people that you mentioned are mid or early 2000s. What
Mm.
about the present ones? Now we have the Jennifers, the Al-Qaedas. These characters that are being created. How do you feel about those characters? Those characters.
I forgot to mention Jennifer. I like Jennifer actually thinking about it. I think she made her character is actually remarkable.
Mm,
Yeah, because if you see her in the film, you know what to expect from her.
hmm.
And and of course, that's not something anybody wants to see, especially if you enjoy seeing different things. You don't want to go to a film and see the same person playing the same thing over and over again. But some of these remarkable guys find a way to add some variation to their performances. For Sophia, yes, it's the same guy in all his films, but there are small, small variations there. in the way he delivers the jokes, and the characters he play. Carrie brings something different. Be it small, but he brings something different. And that's the same thing with Jennifer too. It's still the same loud, unpolished babe, but
Mm.
there are small, there are little variations in her performances in different films.
Let's move on to. I'm aware this is quite a short interview. Like we're just breezing through it. Um, let's move on to the game I play on the podcast called Make Your Own Movie. You can cast
Oh,
whoever you want,
mhm.
whatever you want, regardless of budget, regardless of possibility, regardless of physics. So tell me, your this fantasy movie, what
Okay.
type of genre is it?
Definitely comedy.
Mm. I'm actually surprised. I thought you would attempt to do what you would attempt the psychological thriller type of
Nah,
film.
nah,
No.
I won't comedy. Yes, that'll
Mm.
be a dream film. Yes, that'll be a dream film. Of course, I would like to make psychological thrillers, but man, comedy, I like it.
Mm. So this, what's the setup? What's the setup?
Let me use an old plot.
Okay. So a new spin on an old plot.
Hmm. So usually we have the stories about the rich guy that doesn't want to marry,
Uh-huh.
but somehow he's forced to get married. So they force him back to the village to get married. So I'm thinking of something ridiculous.
Please tell us what to laugh.
So so let's think of a story like this. So normally in Nigerian films, there's this there's this someone's father dies, and then
Mm.
the family takes the money, and then the widow and her sons do nothing but hope that God will fight for them.
Of course.
So now my flip on that is that no, these people still they'll fight for the money.
That's it. I have always wanted something like that. Like it's not every day just
Yeah, they fight for the money, so and they fight dirty. So it's fire after fire till no one gets the money.
I love it. I love it. That's already a comedic premise.
Yeah, nobody gets it because they discovered that he didn't leave anything behind, but he made everybody believe he had something.
Mm.
So you have this rich guy. People do it a lot. They appear rich and think they're rich, and then they die. You do some audit and realize that there's no money. So I think that
Mm.
would be the case here. So the siblings, the family thinks this guy is rich, and he's dead. It's a sad event, but still, the family is not going to take anything because we believe this guy has a lot of money that we can keep for ourselves. And then but the other side of the story, the wife and the kids are like, no, we're not going to take it to for our money. There's no way no way I'm going to keep all that money. And then they fight till the end. They discover that there's no money.
I love it. I love it. I
So
I, I,
that's
I love it. That's
so.
hilarious. Yes.
So I want Miss Ibu to be the father that died.
You what?
So Miss Ibu will play the dead father,
Of course.
and then
Okay.
I would like this guy. Ah, this guy actually says hello in his skit. What's his name?
Uh-uh.
He's an
Okay.
Instagram comedian.
Okay. I love it. In fact, I like it. You're already bringing social media into it.
Yes, he's an Instagram comedian. Shaggy, yes, Shaggy.
Oh, Broshagi.
Yes. So Shaggy plays the first son,
Mm.
and of course the mother is who played the mom? I want someone. This 18. Yeah, that's her name. The actress. It's a
Inside 13. Yeah, I
yes.
love her.
She plays the mom, but
Mhm.
the people look young. Yeah, but she plays the mother, and then on the other side you have the eldest son. That's the man's brother. That's Vinny Stevens' brother, as in
Mhm.
Kimo,
Of course.
and as in Kimo, Patience Ozoko, definitely
Of course.
on that side too. But that's too much firepower for one side. Because Kimo and Patience Ozoko are no those two against even 10 people self still an even match. Yeah, but those two on one side And let's take Okebakasi to the side. So Okebakasi is Nse's brother. So
Okay,
he
to
joins.
give fire.
Yeah, he joins he helps too. And who else? What's the name of this guy that does this freaky?
I don't know. I don't follow Instagram comedians.
No, he's always saying this freaky. I find his name now.
It's okay, take your time.
Yes, Mr. Macaron. Yes. So it's on that
No.
side too. You know Mr. Macaron.
Oh yes.
So Mr. Macaroni on what side? It's in say okay Bakasi Shaggy on one side. That's
Hmm.
the
Packed. That's a packed. That's a packed cast. You can't waste 1 minute in that on that film.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
you won't even be able to find the spare minutes. Everybody will just be going back to back to back.
And
It's
then for the
okay.
lawyers, and then for the
Ah,
lawyers who use this girl that did Big Brother. The Big
Bisola.
Brother. Yes, Bisola. God. That's one of my favorite actors in the
Mm,
current era. Yes, Bisola. She plays the lawyer on this other side, the Macaroni side, and then let's say Zakoji. Yes, Zakoji. Yes,
uh-uh.
yes, Zach on that. No. Let it be a female against a female. We use Eukarya.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh, the thing about playing this game is people like make these fantastic films, and all I want to do is watch them.
yes. So
Oh,
Eukarya, Bisola. Yes, yes,
ah, Ikera bring some sauciness into it,
yes.
man.
And then Eukarya, yes, we bring her own sauciness too, because she's the queen of sauciness. Yes. So
Okay,
okay.
so this film that you have made, what's the good thing about it? What is it that people will be raving about?
Hmm. It's the fact that you have the new against the old in some sense.
Mm,
You have Shaggy, Macaroni, Bisola facing off against Nkemo, Jennifer, Patience. No, okay. Yeah. These guys are, yeah. Jennifer, Patience as well. Eukarya.
people will like.
So I think what people will come away with, that's if I properly structure it, because now it's just a rough sketch. But if properly structured, I want the new guys to be on one side, the old guys on one side. So to be like an epic fight between old Nollywood and new Nollywood. So I want to see which comedy will
Mm,
survive the fight. Yes. So
I see.
I think that's one thing people will take away from it. And then
Mm,
two is that people actually see someone fight for something they believe they deserve, and not just sit
okay.
back and take it because they
And
have to
start
play the
crying.
antagonist. Yes. Yeah. So we have two antagonists here.
Mm. Okay, what is because no film is perfect. What's the bad thing about your film?
All right, screen time. Screen
Uh-uh.
time.
But the film
It's-
is 4 hours long. That's nothing for Nollywood.
no, if it's going 2 hours long, you don't know who will you give more screen time.
Mm,
The screen time will be the problem. So you have
mm,
in Kemo someone that can steal the screen at any point. Then you have
mm.
patience. You have all these people who are screen. You know,
Freelance.
yeah. I don't know what the screen time will look like. Might be messy because the film might come out messy because you have too many top guys in one film,
Too many big hits.
and also the story might be lost in it.
The story might
But
be
it
lost.
depends. Also, it depends on how it's told.
That is the
But
thing with comedy.
yes, see, I remember the jokes and not know what
That's
you
the
watched.
thing with comedy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the thing with comedy in that the story is usually lost.
Yes. Yeah, because it's difficult to balance it. It's difficult to balance the jokes with the narrative.
Mm.
It's
Oh,
difficult.
okay, if I thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. I have to
Um,
let you go.
yeah, this has been fun. I love your movie. You've brought some very interesting insights about comedy. Those have been very good. Um, where can people find you? Where do you want
So
people to find you? Shout out
Instagram.
yourself. Okay.
Instagram at BINDUKWE.
Mm,
Bindukwe on Instagram.
yeah.
Yes.
And I will link it below.
Okay. Thank you.
Austin, thank you. This was very fun. This is a very low key interview.
I
Uh,
enjoyed it.
so thank you everyone for joining us in this episode of the Exploring Nollywood podcast, and see you in the next episode.
Bye bye.
Bye.